All right, y'all, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that this is not your typical video, okay? You guys can actually listen to this video like a podcast. I'm just yapping, giving you guys a couple visuals of what me and my wife did on our 48-hour trip in Atlanta. I hope you guys enjoy this voiceover style video. Let me know how you like it in the comments. Let's get straight into the video.
Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
What up, QC crew? It is your homie Day, and I just wanted to give y'all a quick recap of me and Bae going on our 48-hour trip to Atlanta. Now, this trip was not spot of the moment. About a month, maybe a month and a half ago, we actually bought tickets to go and see Jason Lyric live. So this whole trip pretty much is just to go down there, see the play, and pretty much come back. But the way me and Bae is set up, we don't really like a 24-hour trip. It just didn't feel right to go to Atlanta, check into a hotel, go to the play, go to sleep, wake up, and come back home. So what we ended up doing was getting us 2 nights at the hotel so that we can feel fully fulfilled. We was able to pretty much explore Atlanta and go apartment and neighborhood shopping because we're thinking that Atlanta may be our next destination. But to be honest, y'all, the more and more and more we look at Atlanta or look into Atlanta, the more I'm starting to feel like that may not be the place for us. So before we got on the road, baby made sure she said that good old prayer so that we are covered and watched on our way to Atlanta, while we're in Atlanta, and on our way home from Atlanta. We then went and grabbed us something to eat because, listen y'all, we planned on leaving the house at like 8 o'clock in the morning, no later than 10. We was like no later than 10 o'clock, but we gonna try to leave somewhere between 8 and 9. Baby, when I tell you we woke up at like 8 or 9, so we didn't leave the house till after 12. And Atlanta is an hour ahead of us, so we already knew that it takes about 2 hours to get there. So it would be 2 o'clock in Birmingham, but it would be 3 o'clock in Atlanta. So we ran a little bit late. We definitely had intentions on driving around a couple of neighborhoods and then going to go try this restaurant called So Damn Good. And then by the time we did all of that running around, our hotel would have or should have been ready, but because we left so late and got into town so late, we just headed straight to the hotel. Once we got to the hotel and checked in and everything, I was a bit nervous. Now y'all tell me if y'all anything like me. Before we got to this hotel, first of all, I typically already know where we're going to stay because we had a little spot in Atlanta that we love, but over the years the quality of it has went downhill, or maybe I got a little bit more bougie in my bougetto self because our first time going like to that hotel was like in 2020-ish or so, and I just thought that that hotel was amazing. I love the location probably a little bit more than I love the hotel. I love the location. It was like on the outskirts of Atlanta. It wasn't too rowdy, it wasn't too crazy, it was in the Vinings area. I loved it. But then I also kind of liked it, the aesthetic a little bit of the hotel. So it was our spot. We went there like maybe about 3 times, but the last time we went to that spot was our last time, baby. They had dime bags of ice. They ain't had no ice machine. It didn't give the clean feel that it gave. It just gave ran down. They had a huge promotion or something and just let people who ain't got nothing to lose and who ain't got nothing in their life just wreck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, somebody ain't been nowhere, they don't know how to treat nothing, so they treat everything like they treat their house, and their house ain't up to par, and so they just run down everything they touch. That's what it gave to me. It was like, what the hell is going on? But the price wasn't giving that. The price was giving what everything else was giving. So you know what, I said this is our last time staying here, and I had to go on a hunt for a new hotel. Now, not to say that this will necessarily be our spot, because we had some trouble here too. First of all, the parking. Well, I'm not going to say we had some trouble. We had one issue with this location, and it was the parking. Me and babe stepped out middle of the night to go grab something to eat, came back. It was not one park available. So we had to create our own park. And I don't really feel good about doing stuff like that because people will be driving around, hitting your car, or you may be just not far enough over. Somebody trying to come out their parking spot and they don't care about their car, so they hit your car, and just a whole lot of, but it actually ended up working out where we had ended up parking and nobody actually hit our car. But back to what I was going to say originally. Y'all let me know if y'all anything like me. Before y'all go somewhere, you have to do like intensive research. Like the Google reviews is just not enough. Like I have to look this up on TikTok. I got to see what people saying. I got to see what the girls are saying about the hotel. And you cannot automatically just look at the rating and be like, oh, it's a 4.2. I'm gonna just go there. Like, no, you have to go in and actually read those reviews, because sometimes you will find that the reviews at these places are a whole bunch of cover-up. A whole bunch of people just rating it a 5-star, probably the staff or the manager or the owner just getting people to just put 5 stars. Hell, they probably had a sign, if you give us 5 stars, we'll give you $50 off a night or something. Who knows? So that helps these people boost their ratings. You have to go in those reviews and actually read those reviews, because baby, you're gonna find some disturbing stuff. Now, when I was looking at the reviews of this hotel, I seen a lot of people say that the hotel was not clean. There was like dog hair everywhere, and you know, I'm not too much of a big fan of like the hotels that are pet friendly. More and more hotels are becoming pet friendly. I'm just kind of like with a hotel and somebody else's dog. But hey, that's just me. We listen and we don't judge, all right? So I kept reading the same super long like complaint on the review. I just kept reading it over and over and over and over. And it was so many good reviews, and then it was a couple of bad reviews, and the bad reviews went into detail. You hear me? They went into detail about why it was so horrible and who made the experience horrible. And some of the other bad comments, I was like, okay, that probably wouldn't be an issue for me, or I probably wouldn't care about this or that. And the one comment that stuck out was obviously about the dog hair, how dirty it was. And it was a recent comment. I don't really care about old comments, because you can get new management and take your business from shit to sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like that new manager can come in and really do a full 360 on a business. So I didn't really take those negative comments to heart, except for that one long. And I realized that she just uploaded like that comment like a couple months ago, so it was fairly new, but she was referring to her experience back during some hurricane that was like a year or so ago. And I was like, oh my God. So that was then. Like they could have got a new manager, they could have got new cleaners, it's a whole bunch could happen. And then also she was saying that a lot of people was fleeing from Florida to Georgia. So it probably was, and I'm not giving nobody an excuse to be dirty. I'm not giving a hotel an excuse to not clean properly. But it just could have been very chaotic, overbooked, a whole lot of people complaining, people trying to, you know, get away from one state to say they live and say they family lives. And it just probably was a whole lot on the business at that time. So I kind of gave them a pass, and I'm glad I gave this hotel a try, because our hotel was clean. It was very much so clean. Everything about it I like. I really had no complaints except for that parking, and that parking would really deter me from going back. It really would, because that was kind of annoying not being able to find one parking spot in that whole parking lot. Actually we had one more little slight issue. It really isn't that big of a deal, but while we watching TV, the TV randomly like shut off. We was watching YouTube. It like shut off and came back on, and then it was talking about some welcome Rachel. The name wasn't Rachel. It was something that I really can't pronounce, but I'm gonna just say Rachel because the name started with an R, right? It's talking about welcome Rachel, you're a gold member, whatever. I'm like, you taking away from my experience. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to say welcome to somebody and actually put their name like on the screen and try to be bougetto and all of that, you need to make sure that the person whose room is assigned, their name is on the screen. So I called about it and I asked about it. It obviously was nothing they can do. Girl, why the maintenance man came to our room and didn't speak a lick of English? So we're talking through his phone on a translator. He's saying what he got to say through the phone. I'm saying what I'm saying through the phone. And we just going back and forth through the damn phone. I was just like, okay, have a good day. I was just like, at this point, just get out of my room. Have a good day, because I don't even feel like dealing with it. I didn't like that though. So after we got to the hotel and we checked in and everything, me and baby actually went back outside and we went to Whole Foods to grab us something to eat. The doors opened to the play around 6:30. The play started at 8, and at this point it was about 4:15, and I wanted to not necessarily take a nap but just kind of relax a little bit. So we left, we went to Whole Food, we didn't show that. We ate, we didn't show that either. And we got ready for the play and we definitely didn't show that. But baby had ended up leaving her contact solution and her nail glue or something like that. So we had to stop at CVS, Walgreens. I think it was Walgreens. We stopped at Walgreens. She went and got her little necessities, and then we headed on to the play. Now the play was good. The parking was cool too, baby. We found us a nice little parking spot right on the first floor. The elevator was literally next to our park, and we only had to get off like one floor down. So it was perfect. Parking was cool. We had to pay when we got there. I believe it was $17 or maybe $12. It might have been $17 to park. Our tickets were on our phone, so we were able to scan that through. And once you're in the building, there's no in and out. Me and baby had about maybe 30 minutes to spare before the play had even started, and we was like, okay, we good, we cool. We grabbed us a drink. Well, we went and found out where our seats were, and then we went and grabbed us a drink, and we got comfortable. Y'all tell me why the play didn't start till an hour after it was supposed to. So instead of starting at 8, it started at about 9. Crazy, right? So me and babe was like, okay, well, I guess it just, it kind of just is what it is. We was taking pictures, making videos, and they of course had some music, set a little vibe. So we was definitely vibing out. We had us a decent time. Like, we had nowhere to go aside from the play starting an hour late. It was a really good play. Now I don't know if he recycles his plays, like if he okay, we going on tour for this play and then we'll come back a year later and do it again. I don't know if it's a one and done or what, but I think all the shows are just about over. So there may be a couple more shows in a couple states. So y'all look it up and see if y'all can catch one, because it really is a really good show. I wanted to go to the club afterwards, and I was actually still down to go to the club afterwards because we didn't leave that play till about 11:45, and it should have been around 10:45, but they started late, and I planned on going to the club. It was Femme Friday and they had a show going on. The show started at 12, I want to say, and I just wasn't finna get to the club at 12 and the show started at 12. Like, nah, it kind of blew me. On top of that, babe was a little tired. She wasn't feeling it. She was like, I want to eat and I want to sleep. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm down for that too. We went, grabbed us something to eat, and then we went to the hotel. So the next day we got up and we knew that we wanted to try these two restaurants, one of them being the Dwarf House and the other one being So Damn Good. So we got up for breakfast. We went to the Dwarf House and tried their menu items, and when I tell you the okra is tea, baby, the okra is tea. I love that okra at the Dwarf House. Now I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. The okra was tea, but I love that waffle also. The macaroni and cheese was a little bit dry. It wasn't my favorite. I had better macaroni and cheese through the drive-thru. But that okra and that pancake was bussin'. Baby's chicken nuggets and my spicy filet hit. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. But if I lived near this Dwarf House, baby, I would be there every single morning. So after we had our breakfast, we went ahead and started to neighborhood shop. As I told y'all in the beginning of this video, we're thinking about Atlanta as being our next destination, but I don't know, y'all. I'm not feeling it as much as I was, I would say maybe last year or the year before that, but only time can tell. I've asked y'all before, but if you didn't catch that video, please drop in the comment section some places, some states that are, kind of fun, got a little bit of something going on. It don't have to be too busy. It don't have to be like a super big city or a super busy city. We're really just looking for a place that either has a cruise port, or if they do not have a cruise port, that they have a really good airport that has a lot of non-stop flights. But we know for a fact we are not moving to Florida. But yeah, y'all let me know. We went on a couple of, tours and drove through a couple of neighborhoods, and we did see some really nice neighborhoods, and we did see some really nice houses, some really nice apartments that have really good amenities and everything. The only thing that turned us off about those neighborhoods was that the shopping around the neighborhoods wasn't up to par, didn't feel safe. And mind you, we are not trying to stay in the city of Atlanta. I'm just saying Atlanta because that's like the hot spot, but we're really willing to be up to an hour and 20 minutes out of Atlanta. Like, we're not even trying to be in Atlanta, in Midtown, in downtown, none of that. We know we are not living south of Atlanta, but we were wore out from apartment and neighborhood shopping, so we hit up So Damn Good, and we have not one bit of footage to prove it, because when we figured out where it was at, and it took us 50 minutes to even get into the itty bitty parking lot, baby, the camera was put up, locked up, our phones was in our bras, baby, we was looking left, right, up, down. We had already made our way to the restaurant, so we didn't just say F it. We definitely still want to give it a try since we were there, and honestly I can say in my opinion it wasn't even worth it. And then for the price too, hell no, it's not no So Damn Good. It's cool, it's so damn okay. All right. And then we headed out to a wholesale store, which was a little bit misleading from the research that I did. I thought that they had a pretty nice variety of things that will enhance my business, but I didn't really find anything in there that would help me with 1130. It was a really cool store. They did have a nice variety of things, but just not things that I needed. So we walked around the entire store to get a feel of what they were selling, and we dipped out. We went and got us something to eat, and we got on the road and came home. Y'all, I thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. If you listen all the way to the end, drop some rainbows in the comment section. I don't care if it's the flag or the actual rainbow in the comment section, so I know who messed with me all the way to end. I wanted to try something new for y'all with this voiceover. Y'all let me know how y'all like it. Not to say I'm gonna be doing it often. It was a little bit stressful, but I think this is something that I can incorporate every now and then. Y'all take this video as a sign that it's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to unwind and take a break, even if it's for 48 hours with your boo, with your parents, with your siblings, or with your friends. You know what? Hey, fuck it. Even if you gotta go by yourself, this is your sign to pack that bag and take yourself on a trip, whether it's 24, 48, or 72 hours. All right, y'all, I'm done yapping. If you like videos like this and you want to see more is to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, because right now, King Day is out. Peace. The motherfucking building.